Hey, what's happening? It's your dude, the merciless Reese L. Black. Welcome back to the booth. Today I wanted to talk about something that's actually been ongoing for like decades, especially here in our community, whether it's the black community or just the so-called manosphere. So today I wanted to go ahead and give my take on black men not being allowed to have a preference. Now, this is what's interesting. It's almost as if dating today for black men, from what I'm hearing, is damn near Jim Crow 3.0. There's a whole bunch of things that a lot of folks are saying that black men are not allowed to do. So since way back in the day, we weren't allowed to pretty much drink from water fountains. We couldn't sit anywhere we wanted to sit on buses. We couldn't work where we wanted to work. Hell, we couldn't play where we wanted to play. We couldn't swim where we wanted to swim. We couldn't go where we wanted to go. And the moment we end up establishing our own frontiers, our own buildings, our own areas, people from the outside would like to come out and they just like to bomb the shit. So the moment we get our own enterprises popping, we get our own mentalities popping, other people got to feel the need to come down and just take it away, take away our rights. And now apparently one of those lists, one of the things that they're putting on the list right now is having the right to have a preference. And I'm gonna tell you why. In my opinion, it's another one of those cases to where, considering black men and women were pretty much raised as equals in the black community, how dare you even think that you're possibly better than the next person? So let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. A lot of black men have pretty much express how they're not going to pretty much date anyone, we'll just say, who weighs more than them. And this is actually not to take a jab at anybody, and also want to go ahead and make it clear, I'm not here to offend anybody. We're just talking about preferences. We're just talking about the double standards today in dating society that really been affecting black men. Now, honestly, to tell you the truth, of course, we have another YouTuber out there who expresses this all the time. He has callers calling in, and he pretty much, I don't want to say he bangs on them about it, but he expresses the truth. Now, black men, majority of the time, have already been thinking like that. They just avoided what they did. They just avoided what they weren't attracted to, pretty much. This YouTuber just let the cat out of the bag and just let all the women know this is what we were really thinking, when in the case, we pretty much ended up dating or approaching what we were attracted to. And yes, the BBWs were also the women that we were attracted to, and we were chopping it up with them. But now we have modern men who have a preference just like women had a preference. But just think, those women out there, let's just go ahead and talk about the BBWs for a second. When they see black men, they see the same men that were in the same struggle as them. Same economic struggle, same financial struggle, same social struggle, same political struggle. So the moment everything pretty much settles down and it's time to start dating, how dare you turn your back to me? How dare you turn your neck and look at that other slim, thick beauty with the long hair or the nice skin or the pretty eyes, the fly girl or whatever the case, and you ignore me, my big, beautiful self? How dare you? You a nigga like me. And honestly, to tell you the truth, that's just been like one of the biggest elephants in the room. The other elephant in the room was colorism. You actually have some black men out there that prefers a lighter, more fair skin colored woman. We can say they want to lead over into the exotic features or whatever, because their whole entire lives they kind of been seeing the quote unquote dark skinned woman has been symbolic for the angry black woman. And then on top of all that, you still have the other men out there who just choose to not date either or. They're gonna go white, they're gonna go Latin, they're gonna go Asian, they're gonna go Brazilian. They're basically just gonna avoid any cost of dealing with today's modern African American woman. But that's their preference. But what's actually interesting is when the women pretty much look at these men and get upset with these men who have this preference. But these are not the men that you wanted to date anyway. Think about it. All the men that expressed their so-called preference with which black woman they would want to be with, or what type of woman they would want to be with, are all the men that you would never date anyway. Yes, some of them are celebrities, whether they're athletes, whether they're rappers, whether they're R&B singers, whether they're actors. But these are the men that when you saw them, you were like, ugh. But the fact that he said that just made him seem uglier to you anyway. But it was kind of an insult to injury when it just came to you. Like, how dare he say that he don't want to date, overweight women? How dare he say he don't want to date dark-skinned women? That motherfucker is not even that cute. Yeah, because in our world here in the black community, we are one big collective. Really what happens is when you say you don't want to date this type of black woman, you don't want to date that type of black woman, what you're collectively saying, unfortunately, what they're thinking, you're saying you don't want to date any black woman, which in the case, that is not the truth. We have actually been dealing with this for years and years and years and years. And I got to tell the ladies, it's not going to stop. We have been, as black men, we have been height shamed by you guys. We've been income shamed by you guys. I don't know how many times I was told back in the day that I was too skinny or whatever. Back in the day when I was saying folks was telling me I was too short. I don't make enough. I'd be cute if my nose was smaller or if I didn't have a gap. These are things that I heard my whole entire life. I just grew up and I just learned to adjust. And I just pretty much learned to develop a gift of gab when it came to approaching women. And those same women that said they would never date somebody like me ended up dating somebody like me, which also ended up leading me to believe, like, man, I guess some ladies really don't know what they want until you present it to them. So that's what I did. When a man has a preference, that's his preference. But I just want to give you the heads up. There's plenty of fish in the sea, and I know you guys hate hearing that. But when you see this man that you are interested in and you want that man, I get it. Because in a sense, all black men are different. And in our end, we actually end up seeing you guys all the same. That's why we end up generally saying plenty of fish in the sea. Sorry, our bad, but it's a truth. We can go on Instagram and we see that all the sisters look alike. But when you look at the men, we're all different. We're all unique in our own way. We pose different. We have different interests. We speak different. We have different goals. Hell, we have different types of platforms. We speak on different things. We're unique. But when we look on your end, yeah, some of the men, we see this as like same hair, same outfit, same contour makeup, same eyelashes. They're starting to see the same woman over and over and over again, even though we know these women are all different. But it just seems like all the women just went and saw some model, emulated her, and then they posted it. But I just wanted to go ahead and speak on that for a second. Everybody is allowed to have their own preference. Don't take it as an insult. Yes, it does suck when men express who they're not going to date, but it's a free country. Everybody is able to express their feelings about something. Go ahead and knock yourself out. It just sucks that it is made into a social statement to get a point across, which is not necessary. And as a man, there's just some things that you should keep to yourself. Hey, your preference should be seen as an action. It shouldn't be outspoken. It's kind of stupid. But that's all I wanted to go ahead and just get my 2 cents on. But anyways, you guys know how I do. I'm out this piece. Good evening, Mr. Black.